Hello guys, my name is Alex and welcome back for the championship where we try to drive as fast as possible in the 92 Williams. And currently you can see the driver's table after the first 3 rounds. We had quite a decent one in the last race in Spain. We were able to win that race, which means that we are now right into the mix in the championship fight. And here you can see our next track. It will be France, which hopefully will be a strong track for us. I know the AI aren't really too strong here, so I hope with a bit of luck we might have a good chance here. So let's get right into it. So here you can see the strategy for this race. The first time we have rain here, and I did never any kind of practice in the wet with this car, which might be very exciting. And here you can see the setup. I used an AOR as well, and hopefully it works in the race and in the rain as well. So here we are, we have 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go. And we are starting in P5, which is really lucky, and maybe we can get a good result here and fight even more for the championship, as we have a yellow flag and we are now really careful into turn 1. We don't really know where the breaking point is because, yeah, as I said, it's wet, and fortunately we were already able to gain the first few positions up into P2 now. And as always, we have to drive our soul out in order to get some kind of gap to the cars behind, because as always the McLarens will be all over us at the later stages of the race. So we have to make up as many positions as we possibly can in this first few corners and laps. And there was a slight cut, but fortunately we didn't get a warning for this, and we are now right behind the leader, which is really crucial in order to get a good race. So let's see, are we able to close in on him, which it seems to be the case. He's in a older McLaren, so we should have a pace advantage over him. You can see we are much quicker on the acceleration, and we were able to get past into this fast right-hander. We have to be careful, this is not flat in this car, and we have a bit of oversteer, which is not ideal, and also part of the setup. And the reason I chose a dry setup was because it will dry up at the later stages of the race, and we want to be very quick there, because this will be the parts where we probably have to defend. We might have to see about this. And yeah, we have to drive really fast. As you can see, the first McLaren already in P3, which means he will join our party in a few laps most likely. And yeah, we have to see what the pace is like. I know the AI is, as I said, is not that strong here, so we might have a slight chance to fight them, despite their huge pace advantage over us. But we might have to wait and see. This will be 13 really long laps, and I don't think it will be as easy as in the last race. So let's see what it will be like. And in lap 2 you can already see the first McLaren is right behind us. He caught us by quite some time a lap, although it took me, I think, the first 2 or 3 laps to really get used to the track. I had a bit of understeer in the first corner, and yeah, I had to brake a bit earlier in order to make the corner. And here we are in lap 3. We have a bit of oversteer, and especially in those parts the McLaren should be really quick. He's strong on the straight, so we are going for the inside in order to defend from him. And fortunately we were able to defend our position. I think he was not in maximum fuel mixes, which means that we are staying ahead for the time being. And again, we have to be careful. He's not really able to make a move into this right-hander. He's not close enough, although although he closed in quite a bit in this last few parts of the straight. And one lap later, in lap 4, he's a bit closer this time, so it might be even more difficult to defend this time. So we have to be careful on the throttle in order not to have too much wheel spin. But again, we have a bit of oversteer, and Now he's much closer. I think he's on rich mix. He's going for the inside. I tried to defend, but unfortunately I was too late. I didn't pay enough attention, so we tried to break a bit earlier in order to get a cutback, but it didn't really work out, and his better traction helps him quite a lot in this part. So let's see, are we able to fight back and gain enough on the straight in order to fight him? It might be really close, but you can see just how much understeer we have due to our dry setup, and that means that he is able to extend the gap. So we are now up into P2, which is not the end of the world, because at the moment the McLaren that is leading the race is not the McLaren that is leading the championship. So at the moment we are even gaining points on the leaders if we can keep it on the track. And here you can see the pace difference is still quite a bit. You can see he's setting a 55.0 and we are basically 1.2 seconds slower. So I hope it will be less of a difference in dry conditions, but we might have to wait and see how it goes. Maybe he gets in some sort of traffic or something like this, or maybe a setup, not a setup, a safety car would also help us. So not all is lost, but I think we're now in a point where the leader is right behind us, but I think he's a few seconds down the road, so we might have a chance to finish in P2, but we have to keep it on the track and we are not allowed to make any kind of mistakes. And we are now in lap 7, you can see it's dry now, and we are going for the dry tires as we cheat a bit on the entry of the pits. And let's see what our pace is like, if we are able to maybe even close the gap to the car ahead. And here we go, we have to be a bit careful because it's easy to get over and understeer in this car. And let's see, the gap is 5.9 seconds. And one lap later you can see we set the fastest lap. We were a tenth quicker, which means that maybe if something happens to him we might have a chance to fight him, although it might be very tricky. You can see our pace is very similar, so yeah, it's really close and unfortunate that I didn't defend more in the rain conditions, because I think we at least had a chance to fight him. And actually this was basically the race already, because nothing really happened to this point. And now you will see my fastest lap of the race as well. The leader was able to extend the gap, so it was quite a straightforward race again, but I can guarantee you that this will change in the future. As I said in the last episode, there will be quite a lot of action, I can promise. And yeah, this is the fastest lap of my fastest lap, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And yeah, I'll talk to you after the lap. So here we are at the final few corners. The first McLaren Coppens was able to win the race, and again we get a decent result in P2 and another podium, which should help us in the championship as well. So yeah, I'll take it. And here you can see the final results. I think the leader got P3 and our fastest lap I think was just 4 tenths off or 5 tenths off around. So yeah, not too bad. I think this sets us up for a quite interesting season. And in terms of the championship, we are now just 10 points behind the leader, and the cars behind us got also a bit closer. So we have a huge chance to fight them, maybe, and hopefully we can continue like this in the future. And that was the race. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one as well. Goodbye!